Hello everyone, George here, and in this video we are going to discuss the losing conditions for Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, we're going to hopefully implement most of these in this video, but we'll see how long it takes us. Now, at the moment, we don't have the animatronics in the game, so we can't do a scary finish. That'll come later, but what we do want to do is make sure that we simply tell the user, hey, game is over. And now's the time where we might want to start thinking about resetting stuff. Reset, as well as level transitions, because this is going to become something that pops up pretty soon for us since we want to make a multi-tiered game. So game over, how do we accomplish this? Well, of course, the first and most obvious one is, of course, that the AI or the animatronics, they get into the security room. Now, obviously, it's a little bit more complicated than this. Not only do they have to get in the security room, but they can't be seen, but that kind of depends, because now that we're dealing with the Vive, which doesn't really hide what you're looking at, things become, well, more interesting. Therefore, for right now, it's simply the animatronics get into the room, and that's going to promote game over. The second thing is that power is out. Now, power going out is also supposed to have sort of maybe a 30-second animation where something pops up and scares you. Once again, we don't have that stuff put together yet, so instead, we're simply going to go ahead and game over there and there. And those are pretty much the two cases for game over. Game over is going to become incredibly simple right now because we don't have anything stopping. For instance, the doors are not going to stop the animatronics from coming in at the moment. They'll just be able to phase right through them. So that's another challenge we'll have to be dealing later on, which I'm thinking about. Maybe something where there's logic for the character, and the character during a transition from what maybe one node, maybe node 1 to node 2, takes these two nodes, compares them to what's allowable, and tries to figure it out. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to handle this just yet, but that's for a future video. So let's go ahead and dive right into Unity. All right, so what we want to do is let's go ahead and take a look over here. We are going to need some text, because at the moment, all we're going to do to signify that game is over is have some text pop up on the user, similar to the 6 a.m. clock when you actually succeed at passing that level. So let's go to Game Object, create 3D Object. We're going to create some 3D text, and let's just call this Game Over Text. It already has a text mess attached, so all we need to do is say Game Over right there. This is going to be good enough for now. We'll create a more formal looking image that's kind of scary or something later on, or I'm not sure, because really we shouldn't be necessarily telling you game over. We should go back to some sort of a start screen. So we're going to have to think about making a new scene, transferring you from this scene to the other scene as well. Let us have this be middle center, which is where it's actually going to be starting from, and we're going to need to increase the font size. So let's see here. We'll do this to maybe 60 characters, and we'll change the character size down a bit. Say 0.05 maybe? Even that's too large. Let's do 2. That's good. Let's go ahead and grab this now and put it under our camera. So there's our camera system up there. Scroll up. There's camera controller left. There's the head right there. Put it under there. To start off, this thing is going to need to be off. We don't want this thing to render, so we probably should turn the mesh renderer off right there. Game controller is going to get a reference to this object, or it's going to find the object. It doesn't really matter how we handle it. So let's go over to Game Manager, double click on Game Manager. All right, wow, that's big. Let's scroll that back down. Okay, so Game Manager needs a reference to that. So let's just do public text mesh game over text. All right, let's go back over here, make sure that updates, which it should any second now, and There we are, game over text. Grab the game over text, put it right there. Perfect. Let's go over to game over text and reset its location in space. Frame up really quick. And yeah, we'll go with that for the moment. Come back over here. Game over text, we're also going to need offset in the Z direction. So I'm just going to push this thing back a wee bit. We'll find out if that works soon enough. I don't know, back or forward? Where is the text? Oh, that's right, the render is off. Boop. Okay, so there it is, so game over. So it renders from both sides. Let's do Z forward, something like that. And let's come in here. Let's grab game over text, and rather than hiding it in the view itself, in start, let's go ahead and disable that. Enabled. Whew, sorry, I've been in a different application all day. It's a program called Vizard, writing some code in that. So right now I'm like in Python land, and I'm trying to remember what the heck I'm supposed to set. No, let's do .gameObject.enabled.setActive and set that to be false. There we are. Sorry for a second there. Once again, I've been working in a completely different engine all day with a completely different language, so I'm a little bit, messed up. We'll save this. Do we have a Boolean value that actually tells us whether or not we've won or lost? I don't see one. Okay, that's probably a good idea to have that. So let's do bool is playing, or we could just do bool game over is equal to false. Come on down here. And inside of update, what we probably want to do is expose a method that other people can call to say that the game is over, or we could just make setters and getters for game over. So let's just do that instead. So let's just do bool game over and then make a get and a set. Let's in start set game over equals to false. And in update, what we want to do is, if the game is over, obviously we don't want to update any of this stuff. So let's do if game over, if not game over. Whoops, there we are. Boop. Delete that, go back over here, and come here and do this. There we are. So if not game over, do everything that we're doing here. Now it's going to be up to something else to actually call this game over object right here to determine if that happens. So what were our two cases? Well, the first case was if power is out. So power going out might want to talk to the game manager. So let's go over here. So we have update, we have use power, we have release power, and then here we have on power outage. We call in the powered items. We're also going to want to get a reference to that game manager. So let's do that. So let's do, here we go. What was it? Game manager dot instance. That's instantiate. Do I not have an instance of the game manager? Is this not a singleton? It is not a singleton. Okay, let's do that. I can't believe I went that long without having that. So let's do game manager instance. Let's do static public static game manager instance. In start, let's set that equal to instance is equal to this. All right. Now we can come back over to the power manager and grab that. So game manager dot instance stands dot, and then let's do, what do we want to do? Game over. There's game object, game over text. Is this not bool? Oh, public, right. Okay. Public bool game over. That's better. Now we can do dot game over is equal to true. This is probably going to get changed in the future. This might become a coroutine that causes all that power outage stuff to happen, meaning the power turns off, the lights go off, and then an animation occurs to scare the player, and then the true game is over. We'll see about that in the future. We'll add all that functionality later on. Okay, so that's one way the game can end. The other way is when the animatronics actually get to the final node. So if we go to animatronics, so let's get rid of this debug point, delete breakpoint. So here's transition. Let's see, we have transition, and that's pretty much it. So what we probably want to do is have a statement here that's determining whether or not we are at a particular node. And what we're going to do is we have a start location, we have a current location. Let's do public node game over location. So if you get here, the game is done. Obviously, this is a simplification. Once again, we will be enhancing this later on to not be quite so simple. So under transition, we grab some nodes, we do some increments, we see if a node is valid, and then we go to that location. After we move there, we're probably then going to want to see if it's game over. So if, current location, which is a node, right? Yes. It, dot name is equal to, what do I call it? Game over location, dot name. If these are the same, that is if they're the same name, then we're going to call game over. So we'll do game manager dot instance dot game over is equal to true. Just double checking the power manager that I did that as well. Great. So let's go ahead and check this out and see if it works. Not that I really need the Vive stuff, but let's go ahead and turn it on since that's a running theme with all of this. And let's just hit run. Oh, well, at the moment, let's pause the game. Hold on a second. So at the moment, we don't actually have anything happening. So let's go to Game Manager, And if this gets called, I'm actually going to want to do more than just this. So if not game over, what I'm probably going to want to do, okay, so let's do our getter and setter right here. So what we're going to do is under get, we're going to return game over, obviously. Under set, we're going to not only set game over is equal to, we're also going to go ahead and turn on the object. So here we have, where is it? Game over text.set active. This is what we want to do right here. We want this to be true. Save. There we go. Let's just make that a little bit nicer looking. I'll put that and that and that. Okay. So now if game over happens, we're also going to turn on that that object so that everyone knows that things are going on. Let's we can just stop this at this point. Restart the whole thing. Uh-oh, we got an error really quick. Let's stop this, double click and see what it is. So here we have game over is equal to value. What is this? The request operation calls a stack overflow because it's doing it to itself. Sorry, okay, so what I really want to do is not game over. I want to do, I'm sorry. Wow, I got ahead of myself. So what I want to do is actually declare this. So I want to do a private bool game over. There we are. And now this game over is going to be equal to whatever the value that is passed in, and this is going to return that value because this one is what we're calling. Sorry, that should all work. That should be fine. Come back over here now. If Unity wants to, please come back to me, Unity. Clear all this stuff out. Wait for a second because Vive tried to update. We're going to let it do its thing. Null reference. So let's double click on this and see what if current location.name is equal to game over location.name. We did not set the game over location, so let's do that. So let's go over to our animatronic. So we have 3 of them. All 3 of them can be, 4 of them, excuse me, and all 4 of them can be added at the same time. So there's our animatronic. Oh, that's because we made our own script for that, didn't we? We should probably make that multiple selectable. But anyway, you gonna update here? Let's come back over here and take a look at animatronic. Oh, we need to add that to our animatronic editor area, don't we? So in this case, what do? All right, so we need a field. We need to add an object field. So we're going to copy this line and duplicate it. So let's do this. And we want this to be .game, come on, .game over location. There we are. Node, editor, GUI layout, object field, game over node. Animatronic script dot game over location, type of node, and true. Great. Come back in here, give this a second, clear it on out, stop the game, see if this updates, give it a few seconds, because it always takes a few seconds. There we are. Grab all 3. Multi-objects not supported because I'm an idiot. And let's find the game over node is going to be under the node manager or AI manager, and that's going to be the security room. Grab that, grab this, there we are. This one, security room, and this one, and security room. So when it gets there, it should trigger the game over. Let's hit save, hit run. You know what, I'm gonna look at this through the Vive just because, why not? Ah, there we are. Now we're inside the Vive and I'm yelling. There's power, and I'm kind of too far back. I don't have the chaperone working properly. Ah, so there we are. Here comes whoever Greenie is. Not sure who that is. He should be coming into our room any second now. And we should die. Game over. Hurrah! All right, so that's it. Great. So now we have... Okay, wonderful. So, yes, incredibly simple. But that's what we're trying to do here is just get the bare bones of the game finally put together so that we can start finessing things later on. So we have win conditions, we have lose conditions. Oh, one thing I did want to quickly change is with the power objects. So the doors... so let's see, is it powered... the script. So yeah, these objects over here, they take up way too much power when they're selected. So right now their wattage all says 0. Let's go into usable security door button really quick. It is powered, and take a look at why they drain the hell out of everything. So instance release power, use power this if amount is greater than 0. That's the door. So let's go to the power manager. So there's power sync, that's fine. Here's the charge. There's the usage incrementing. There's the power wattage. But my wattage is 0. So why does it, why is it constantly draining so much power? These are all of them, right? 0, 0, 0, 0. Did I hack something? Is that what I did? Let's see. Update. Charge minus power sync times time by double time. If charge is less than 0, usage charge, power graphic.set bars for each. So if we go under those individual objects, are we going to find something funny going on? So if we go to usable light, I'm wondering if I'm modifying something in the script. Usable light, and then we also want usable security door button. And let's find out when we call. So when we close the door, that's nothing. Start, in start, we set the wattage equal to 10. That's a bad thing. Let's get rid of that, save it, and let's go to the other one, which is, where are you? Usable lights, and once again, get rid of that crazy wattage as well. Okay. I knew there was something somewhere. Let's now run the game. It still might be a little fast, but it's definitely not a game changer anymore. Ooh, I like this. This is feeling good. Oh, I don't have a giant play space to be working in right now, but not so bad. You can see that's actually a very small play space. Great. So you know what? I think we need to start thinking about replacing these Vive controllers with our own custom hands or something. We're already to 1 a.m. We're doing well. Oh no, here they come. I want to get these doors working. That'll be fun. Can I get to the other side of the room without hitting something? No, there's a wall. Can I click? I can't even get to it. Okay. Well, we'll deal with that in the future. We'll deal with everything in the future. So I hope you enjoyed that, everyone. Win conditions are done. Loss conditions are simple, but also in the game. And now we really need to start thinking about getting animatronics in here, and I really need to start thinking about ending the game and moving between different levels. Oh, game over. Yeah, there it is right over there. Okay, see you all next time. So long, bye.